Hi there, Aries. Welcome to your November forecast. Thank you so much for all the love and support that everybody gave me last month as I was recovering from some injuries. I'm feeling much better this month, and it really meant a lot to sort of see all that love and support showering in. So you definitely helped me get better faster. So much appreciation from me to you. I also like to, at the beginning of every video, remind folks that what you see here is viewer supported. If you'd like to give back, I put some information below, as well as in the links below the video. Now, without any further delay, let's look at what the month ahead has in store for you. I like to start every reading by meditating and picking some information up for you. I do that right before I get started on your reading or push play here. And here's the information that came through for you. When I was meditating, I saw like puzzle pieces that were being rearranged or switched around. And then I got a download that said, basically what you need to do is look at things from a different angle, different perspective, or get outside insights into what's going on into your life. That sounded a little contrary, but what I mean by sort of that is a differing point of view, an objective third party to maybe give you a new way to look at something. And for those of you that just want to do something more manual or tactile or physical in your life, this is a great time to redecorate or reorganize or come up with a new system. So I think all of these different approaches, whether it's cognitively looking at it, receiving something from a third party, or just deciding, you know what, I'm gonna change up the energy of this room and move things around. This is a good month for all of that sort of rearrangement. Let's go ahead now and take a look at the cards and see what additional information they have to yield for the month ahead. At this point, I like to remain quiet. This is so that I can observe, receive information, and also just kind of look at the arrangement just like you are. So let me do that, and I'll start speaking as soon as I've laid out the Celtic cross. As I look at your two center cards, it's interesting. It's almost like we have two swords cards that are dueling. The center card itself is the Ace of Swords. It's in reverse. And then we have the Queen of Swords here, which was crossing it. So this card is really encouraging you to be more direct, not to hold back. Sometimes we do this because we're afraid of hurting feelings. We're not confident in our own voice or our own approach, or we're just sort of at a point where we're kind of shell-shocked or not feeling like we have what it takes to make it happen. This card is showing you the hidden power that you really have to manifest this month. But if you hold back, if you're too shy, if you're indirect, or if you're just blatantly not clear, then the universe can't support you and other people have a hard time understanding what to do. And I don't know if you've ever read an email from someone when you're trying to make plans. Maybe it's an appointment, a date, or you're just trying to understand what's going on, and they kind of keep winding this way and that way. It can be exhausting. So save yourself some time and save others time this month and simply be honest and direct without being pushy. And more importantly, if someone's trying to push you, because we've got these two dueling swords cards, what you can say is, I understand what you're saying, but I really feel strongly about this. I want to give it a shot. Let's try it. So don't be afraid to stand up for something important for you. Don't be afraid to be more direct. The other side of this is focus on vitality. Vitality is that ability when you wake up to sort of feel motivated, feel like your mind, body, and spirit are in perfect harmony and allowing you to sort of connect with what you need. If that vitality is missing, take a look at the way you're treating yourself. How is your nutrition? How's your sleep? And also, what is the tape that's running in your head like? Are you feeling the sense of already being defeated or unable to kind of do what you want? If so, then you kind of have to have an internal pep talk and say, I'm going to make it happen this month, or I'm going to honor my goals and really push to make these things come into fruition. Anchoring your spread, we have a card here which is all about the past, which is interesting since that position is about past influences. When I look at these two, I'm really getting a message that the past needs to sort of exist in the past, and you need to forgive yourself for any sort of mistakes, particularly when it comes to choices in relationships and friendships and in family situations that may not have turned out the way that you wanted. allow for some healing to be done, and realize you have a different perspective now. So it's not always fair to look at yourself and judge harshly. What you want to do is learn from that past experience, release the lesson, bless it, and sort of think that is what it is, and kind of like let it go like a kite or like a balloon in the air, and allow your energy to also feel this sense of levity, of lightness, of being able to move past something. So let the past be the past is the message that I received with that. And know that whoever this sort of connection is existing with, where you might be feeling some regret, they're also at a point where they need to move on. When you let go of that past wound or that connection or that thought that you're sort of wishing that you could change something, all of a sudden you're releasing not only yourself, but that person and that situation as well. One thing that is going to sort of be testing you this month, and I think this is one of the big lessons or opportunities, I guess, for you to overcome or learn from this month, is ambiguity. How comfortable are you with ambiguity? What can you do to overcome it? We talked about those two center cards, really encouraging you to speak your mind, to be direct. We looked at the past, which was saying that maybe there's a lesson in the past where you didn't speak up, or you didn't do the research, or you didn't just sort of take a leap of faith, because there's always going to be a certain element of unknown because of your own free will, because of others, because sometimes on a subconscious level, we're manifesting and calling things into existence and they feel random or they feel sort of out of left field, but we were on some level hoping or wanting for them to happen. So having a little bit of comfort with that and thinking, this is the phrase that you want to kind of put in your mind this month. I'm ready for whatever comes my way. It's a good sort of mantra for all of us, because for those of us that might be dealing with PTSD or a fear of something happening again, what you have to think is, I can handle it. Otherwise, you pull into your aura a chance for something to validate a fear that you have. So acknowledge that maybe there's something that you have to be more mindful or careful of, but then think, okay, I've learned my lesson, it's not going to repeat. That's the powerful thing, and that gets broadcast to the universe. Then you start focusing on a new lesson. I hope that makes sense. This is really an important month for you to manage your affairs. So if we talked about things that you might need to take ownership of. For me, this involves business and money. And also, if there's an idea that you came up with that someone else is trying to either steal or take credit for, this is a month where you also want to check that as well. Manage your property, intellectual property, manage your money, manage your business affairs. If you're in a position of power, you do want to keep an eye on things. A lot of times I will say this is a time to let go of stuff. This month, I actually think it's important for you to have perspective and insights into everything going on with respect to work and money. That's going to help you quite a bit. Talking about organizing, your thoughts should be something that are clear this month. The expression of them, that's something you might have to work on, but I see it's a really good month for brainstorming and coming up with new ideas. So take advantage of that. We were talking about control. That'll be probably the second thing that you have to focus on this month, is where to pull things in and rein things in, where to release things. I think the release comes in the past or in situations in your life where it feels just like a tug of war. You know that sometimes there are friends or coworkers or just things that you're struggling so much with. Look at them and think, how much am I getting out of this experience? How much does that person or that situation react to my energy? If it's just a constant pull, let go and see what happens. How do you feel? Do you miss it? Do you want it back? How did the other side react to it? So you can play around with that a little bit. Again, I don't think this should be done with your money or with your business, but other things, relationships, and sometimes where we're stubborn or holding on to something, play around with, does this serve me? Do I need it? Do I feel something missing in my life when I let go? So this really kind of enters in with extracurricular activities and also objects in your life, material objects. Do you miss them? Do you still need them? So play around a little bit this month and maybe let go and allow for some space to come in. As we look at your ego this month, we have a card that is unique to this deck. It's the Unknown card. To me, this is a marriage between the Fool and the High Priestess. It's about knowing and trusting in something that you can't feel or see. You could also kind of show this as faith, if I were to put a word underneath it. So it's important for you to have faith this month, even if you're not getting the insights, the feedback that you want or desire. A lot of times I talk about the ability for people to beat the odds or achieve things that people believe that they can. It could be an athlete, it could be someone in school, whatever it is. I want you to be sort of like the underdog this month that's going to prove people wrong, or prove yourself right. Let's put it in a positive sort of frame instead. So see yourself as able to create something, to use the element of surprise, and maybe surprise yourself at your own abilities this month. Trust that even if you can't see it, that you're actually bringing it into fruition, into creation. As I'm looking at your environment this month, but it's still a connection to you, I want you to be careful of your emotions and also anyone around you that may not share your passion or may be a sort of drag or a pull on you energetically. Remember, your center card was that Ace of Swords in reverse, which showed lowered vitality. As we're looking at the environment, which can be a direct connection to that, what it's saying is pull back a little bit from things that are emotionally taxing for you, particularly if it is someone that has this sort of habitual or recurring theme to their energy and to their habits where they are always asking but not giving. So check that and realize that that might be something to walk away from if that exists. Really great things on the horizon for you. We're almost at the end of the year, so this card is sort of nodding at what is coming through for both December and January. We have the star here. The star in opportunities, also hopes and fears, is saying, don't be afraid to embrace your true voice, your true self. It's a card of integration. And that is also connecting nicely to the channeled information this month, which was to rearrange. For me, integration is showing who you are, but sometimes it involves kind of like letting go or rebranding yourself. So for those of you in business, it could be literally rebranding. For those of you just life in general, this is about letting people see you the way you see yourself or want to see yourself. You may be someone else's inspiration. It could be a child, it could be a best friend, it could be someone that you don't even know. I want you to realize that whatever's going on in your life, particularly for those of you that might be feeling an onset of sadness, depression, or emotional challenges this month, that you don't know how you affect other people in your life. Lean on them, talk to them. You might realize that they value you more than you imagined. That could be sort of what you need to get yourself past the emotional troubles or challenges that might be coming through this month. I love your outcome card. For those of you that are looking to accomplish something, you have no better card here than the Ace of Pentacles here, which is something new, something finished, something that is value. Of course, this is about yourself here, which is showing that you're bringing value to whatever you put your energy into, including just your own heart and soul. This is also a great card that can indicate a new relationship, new business, incoming money. So the month may start off a little bit rocky, but it ends in a really positive place. The rockiness, by the way, is mostly internal. I was looking at cards that showed a fear of ambiguity, a fear of the unknown. Everything else seems to be pretty positive, aside from whatever emotional tension exists. Once you step outside of that, you start to see all of the really great things that are coming through this month. And I hope that you can embrace that and do something exciting with it. We'll see how that happens for you this month. Let's go ahead now and expand the forecast. We look at health, wealth, love, and destiny each month. I like to start with health. For me, health is an all-encompassing card. It's mind, body, and spirit. So actually, before we do this, I almost forgot the catalyst card. So let's take a look at your catalyst this month. The catalyst is a connecting thread for everything that we see here. So your catalyst this month is the Mountain. For me, this card is really underlining the spirit of adventure and the ability to overcome. I look at this and I think like climbing Mount Everest, or I think of, I enjoy hiking here in Los Angeles. So when you're kind of going up a large hill, you don't look so much at how much you have to go, like how much further you have to go. You start to enjoy what's around you. Sometimes you look back and see how far you've actually already come. And remember that it takes time. You have to kind of start slow. So maybe it takes several trips before you have the endurance to get up there. Don't give up. Look at this as an adventure this month and realize once you get to the top, you can really enjoy that view. So it doesn't matter where you're at in your progress on this sort of hurdle or whatever it is you're trying to overcome or get to the other side. I want you to enjoy the moment that you're in right now. Take time, look around, look back, and it gives a new context to this past card, which is instead of looking at things that haven't worked, look at now how much progress you've made. And that's really what the mountain is encouraging you to do. All right, now let's take a look at your health card. Health, as I was saying earlier, is mind, body, and spirit. We're going to take a look at this and see now what the general message is for your health this month. So we have a mastery card. Of course, because this is regarding your health and there is a heart displayed on this card, I really want you to focus on cardiovascular health. The other element of this, however, we were looking at your environment and it was showing emotions. This is about not letting those sort of build up, because literally we're seeing a heart that is caged this month. So for some of you, this could be about caging up or putting something on the side that you really love and care about, but you don't have either the support to embrace that dream or maybe even the confidence to go after it, so you just lock it away and don't give it a chance. For some of you, you could be holding back anger, fear, sadness because of something that happened to you, because of the way someone is treating you, whatever is going on in your heart. Or there's maybe something you want to share that's exciting in your life, but you feel like you don't have the right to do that. There needs to be expression happening this month somehow to free the energy of the heart space. So I want you to work with that energy, because caging it in any way, holding back in any way, can lead to a blockage there. First, an energetic blockage that can then sort of manifest itself elsewhere in the body or right there in the heart space, and you don't really want that to happen. So work on expressive activities. Even though we're looking at health, this can be dance, this can be art, this can be gardening, this can be any sort of thing that is somehow a channel of your passion and energy into something productive. Don't hold back, don't sort of get your emotions all pent up. This is a chance for you to let it go, okay? Singing is another thing, or just speaking. You need to somehow get it out, and I think that's really gonna help you out. All right, let's take a look now at wealth and career, see what's coming through here. So wealth isn't just money, it's opportunities on the horizon. Your message in respect to wealth this month is, we have the prison wave. There's a lot of messages this month about letting things go. This is a reversed position here. So what I want you to do this month is to think to yourself, I'm now going to release anything that is like self-sabotaging or feeling that I can't bring things in. And this is really important. It says poverty consciousness, and we're looking at wealth. Whatever existed in the past, whether it was great success and you're afraid that you'll fail in the future, or maybe it was something where you had failed or you'd lost money or there's debt, and now you're afraid that you can't move past that. Remember, the past is the past. It does not define you. It does not put you in a bucket so that that's all you can do. It was one moment, one snapshot, one piece of your life. Now allow for yourself to recreate, to get your hands sort of dirty and say, this is a new month. Put your hands in the dirt, plant something new and say, this is what I'm going to create. Because if you do that, look at this. I love that the Ace of Pentacles shows these vines and this growth. I want you to connect to your passion, believe in yourself, see new growth and opportunity on the horizon, and let it go. You know that phrase, you are what you eat? You also are what you think. So I want you to think good things about yourself. Feed yourself with good thoughts, and that's going to be vital to your growth and nourishment, particularly in the wealth sector. Let's now take a look at love, which is not just about romance, it's about all relationships. So let's see the overarching message with respect to love this month. For love, we have Divinity. And this is a connection not just to your own self, but also to the divine energy that comes through. And what I want you to think is, I am God, God is me. And by God, I'm just saying the creative energy of the universe. When you own that connection to the divine, and you realize then that on some level, what you are, what you're doing, this is all part of a bigger plan, then you open up a new type of relationship to come in, a divine partner and a divine union. But you first have to own your own divinity and believe that you are worthy of that sort of love and respect and a higher, either sort of divine masculine or divine feminine energy that wants to come through. So for some of you, as we couple deep past with this could be that deep soul connection, that divine partner that you've been seeking for a long time, and it comes through. But the first thing you have to see is that you don't necessarily need it to be whole. So own your own divinity, connect with creative energies. That's going to help you as again, I was looking at your core energy this month, your soul. It's all about a combination of the Fool and the High Priestess, taking risks on yourself, manifesting things, and believing in yourself even when no one else does. That's the most important thing. Let's take a look now at your Destiny card. For me, Destiny is malleable in this particular spread. It shows the GPS, the direction in which you're headed, but it gives you a chance to course correct. So let's see what the message is. Are you on path? What is your Destiny showing at the moment? Your Destiny card for this month is Make a Commitment. I love it because this is an Archangel Michael spread, or deck rather, and really connects nicely to the Swords cards because I always associate Michael with air and with swords. So what's important for you this month is to go after something that you want and just honor that. I'm going to scan the text below it really quickly here. It says, this can be part of this. Allow me to commit to myself, my life, and my divine purpose. Going again, connecting to that divine partnership. Please clearly guide me so I can fully open my heart for every experience. And I think that also connects with that Mountain card that we were looking at too. Be present, be committed, and also believe that you have this connection that is opening up clarity and a divine purpose and a larger purpose to your life. That's why we're all here after all. Let me go ahead and quickly review what we talked about, and then we'll wrap it up for this month. As I mentioned, your channeled information this month was to kind of look at things from a different perspective, rearrange. I was seeing a puzzle piece being or puzzle pieces rather being rearranged to make a different picture or show you something else. And so sometimes you have to step back to see the patterns, but don't be held back by things that have happened in the past. And that was one big message. With the dueling swords, be clear on what you want, speak up when there's something important. Understand that ambiguity is going to be a key component of this month. You can embrace that and actually allow it to help you manifest. If you believe in yourself, others will believe in you too. And it's interesting that I said true because what I think is important is to be true to yourself here as I was looking at your hopes and fears. When you're true to your passion, then all of these cards start to line up and allow you to be empowered. That's really the purpose of this month. One thing you want to kind of look at is what you need to let go of. So with the Chariot in reverse, there's going to be some things that are kind of coming in where you think, maybe I don't need to focus on this as much as I used to. Your catalyst, which I looked at a little bit late this month, was the Mountain. But it's kind of nice to see it after I looked at the spread, because what I see with this is a reminder that wherever you are on your personal journey, that it's important for you to celebrate the progress and enjoy the view and see it as exciting and an adventure. If not, there might be another message in there saying, are you really doing what you're supposed to be doing if you're not connected to it? Remember, when it comes to matters of the heart, it's important for you to be true to yourself. And true keeps coming through as I'm looking at all of these. Don't hold back, don't hold in. As you do that, you actually create a blockage in that space, which ultimately is going to cause problems, not just with your ability to manifest and to feel good, but also could be causing some health problems. Focus on heart health this month. Take special care when it comes to diet and exercise. Work with your doctor to help in those areas, but that's the main area that needs to be embraced this month. As we look at wealth, letting go of a feeling that I can't, I won't, I never will, removing those negative thoughts from your the tape that runs in your head, and try not to sabotage opportunities because of the fear of the unknown. Just again, embrace that ability to manifest even without knowing where you might be headed. With respect to love, the message is you are divine. You are connected to the divine. You don't need something or someone else to complete you. And wherever you are in your life, as long as you're working your passion and working your higher purpose, then that connection is going to be an attractive energy. We're looking at this in context of love. the more you do what you love, the more you call love into your life. And that's the way to call in a partner, to not be seeking them out, but to do something that brings you joy and love. To that end, your GPS is make a commitment. So if you're lacking something in your life that brings excitement, that brings fulfillment, don't try to find that in someone else. Try to find that in yourself, or in an activity, or in an aspect of your life that's important. Make a commitment. Don't do self-sabotage or think that I can't, I won't, I don't have the resources. Think instead, I'm going to make this happen. Okay? That is your reading for the month of November. And again, I want to express gratitude for just being able to be here and give the reading. It's really my pleasure. And I hope that this gave you what you needed to move through the month. If there's ever any questions and you want to talk about something at greater depth, feel free to reach out to me and schedule an appointment. Below the video, you'll see 3 links. The first link will give you a chance for you to check my rates and availability. The second link below the video is a way to give back. So if you like what you see here, you can make a donation. And remember that any sort of donation makes a big difference. All I ask for is $1 if you like what you see, and $1 for all the videos, whether it's one time or recurring. It goes back into allowing me to select decks, and also just to pay for the production of these. So if you like what you see, consider doing that. The third link is another way to sort of support what you like here without having to give any money, and that's to connect with me across social media. So absolutely, if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Also, you can join me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all my other social presences by clicking that third link. You'll be able to connect with me there. Finally, I would like to end this video with a little beacon of hope for anybody that's going through something rough out there this month. I'm going to do a video. I've decided part of my 100,000 subscriber live feed that I'm doing mid-month. I want to focus on overcoming trauma, overcoming difficult events in your life, and finding a way to pull yourself out of a situation that's really difficult. If you're having a hard time right now, just know you're not alone, and know that everybody, myself included, goes through difficult things. And to deny the pain or the frustration of that isn't honoring what you're going through, but knowing that you can overcome it, knowing that there are ways to cope with it, that's important. So don't be afraid to ask for help this month. Know that there are a lot of resources online. Know that I'll be doing some sort of a guided meditation in the weeks to come. But I want, as I'm looking at all of these cards in front of me, the single message comes through is that you're strong. You're stronger than you think, and you're more capable than you think of making things happen. When we go through something scary, we don't always know what's at the other end. I want you to know that you have a lot of support. You have support with me and with a lot of other people, so you're not alone. I wish you all the best in not just this month, but all the months of your life and all the months of this year. And I can't wait to see what December and January have in store, so I'll be back next month. Much love and light to you. Be safe, be well, be healthy, be happy. I'll see you soon.